println double quotes run. This is what run? My thread 9 run. Okay. Like this custom thread, can I create one more custom thread? My thread 10. Now this is my thread 10 run. Are these two threads are automatically executed by JVM? No. For executing these threads, what should I do? I have to call them inside main system.out.println main start and system.out.println main end. Okay. Now I want to start first thread. What I should write? My thread 9 mt1 equal to new my thread 9. Then mt1 dot start. mt1 dot start. Where are you starter? Then control F11, my thread 9 run executed. Okay. If you want to start second thread, what should I write now? We have to create another object. My thread 10 equal to new my thread 10. Then empty 2 dot. Empty 2 dot start. My thread 2 dot start. Clear my point? Control F11. Now observe now. 2 run methods are executed or not? I saw this is coming in the middle, sir. Yeah, okay. Time main method time is completed because time is over. That's why this thread has a chance to execute. When this thread completed, come back and main executed custom thread run. One more time execute. One more time execute. One more time. Hey, Emra, same output coming up. Array, change. Such a lucky batch you are. One time also mind will not change. Yes or no? You decided only see the screen. JVM also only showing the same out. This never happened in previous batches. Okay. This is your tremendous batch in my life. Come on. So hope you understand this point. Now my question is, I don't want to start custom thread from main thread. I want to start custom thread from other custom thread. What to do now? Simple. Go to run method. Inside run method, you create my thread 10 object mt2 equal to new my thread 10. Then here we call mt2 dot start. That's all. What is the output now? Main start, main end, my thread 9 start, my thread run end, then my thread 10 run. Then understood? Right. Can we create a one custom thread from another custom thread? Yes. Further, what to do? Inside custom thread run method logic, we have to create other custom thread object and call start method. That's all. Clear? So with this, we completed the most important basic idea on multi-thread programming. Multi-thread programming basics completed. So we have completed these all the topics. Please look at here, all points covered. You read yourself. Need of this chapter. In this chapter, we are learning how to sleep and listen the class at a time. Yes or no? Multitasking, right? So sleeping and listening, chatting on the mobile and listening. Okay, right. So need of this chapter, running multiple tasks at a time for achieving fast execution. Real-time examples. Every website is an example of multitasking, means multi-threading. Okay. Now tell me, at a time, how many requests are coming to a website? Multiple requests. How a server can handle multiple requests? For each request, separate thread will be created. In advanced Java in servlet class, you will learn this. I hope advanced Java servlet started. JDBC completed now. Okay, what is a server? What is a servlet? I hope just now started, right? Yeah. So sir will explain how to use multi-threading concepts in a servlet. Servlet is a single instance multi-thread model application. Means how many objects are created from servlet? Only one object. You send 1 crore requests also. All these 1 crore requests are served by single servlet object. But for each request, separate thread object will be created. So how it is creating, how it is happening, sir will explain. Second example you can take. I have a database with a huge number of records, crores of records are there. I wanted to process the data. For example, now I wanted to sort out the loan payment, loan pending customers out. Loan completed, loan pending. So every month loan EMI has to pay na. Now to send the to collect the EMI paid or not paid. If not paid, we want to send reminder message. For that, crores of accounts are there. Then in that crores of accounts, if I take a single thread for processing all these crores of records, then now tell me, by the time notification is going to the customer, second EMI tenure also will come. Is it okay? No. So we have to run fast. We have to process the records fast, which are available in database. Then in that case, I have to choose what? Multi-threading. So now the database, all the 1 crore records, we are dividing into bunches. Okay, first batch of records, second batch of record, third batch of records. For example, we have 1 lakh records are there. 1 lakh records we are dividing equally by 10, 10 or 20, 20, 30, 30. As many records are coming, those many bunch of records you are getting, those many threads will assign. So 1 thread is taking care of 10 records, or 1 thread is taking care of 100 records, like that. Okay. So then, so that execution will be fast. Now I have a question. Last class, some people has asked me question. Sir, the output is coming in a irregular way. Whenever execute concurrent flow of execution, first thread message output, second thread output, third thread output, zigzag is coming. How can we understand, sir? Multi-thread program is not meant for displaying output to the end user. Multi-thread program is meant for running multiple tasks concurrently. Okay, so when you click on the button, now what is the button? It is my bank website. On bank website, I wanted to send a notification to all the customers who are taken loan from me. Then click on button, send notification. Then when click on send notification, now tell me, is customer looking, is that button clicking the cashier, the employee is looking at the screen, how zigzag it is executing? No. He is waiting for message sent to all the customer. That final message he is waiting. Background, all these 20 threads or 30 threads are now started working. Now you have taken 10 people for the work to your house. Then tell me, all these workers are working zigzag, that side, this side, this side, that side. As a house owner, are you looking all the people and confusing? Now finally house completed or not, you are seeing. That's all, na? So threads are the workers working behind the scenes, which are not visible to customer. So all these 10 threads are taking that 100 records from the database and then started sending the messages. First 100 records, first thread, second 100 records, second thread, third 100 record, third thread. So like this, all these threads are distributing the work and sending the response. Is that clear, guys? Right. So that is the purpose of multi-threading. So if interviewer asks a question, where did you use multi-threading chapter? You have to tell 2 examples. Standalone application, 1 example, and internet application, web application, 1 example. So in standalone application, I have a database which contain lakhs of records. Now, for example, I want to take a loan application. So now there are 1 lakh customers are there who take a loan. Every month we want to schedule sending the notification on this date, you are going to get money will be deducted. Make sure amount is available in the account. Otherwise, to avoid fine or penalty or whatever. Okay. So the proper message, notification message I want to send. Further, this 1 lakh records notification or processing 1 lakh records, single thread if you takes a lot of time. So here we have to use multi-threading. Understand? So that example you can tell. Or one more example you can say. In your childhood, have you come across this? In my childhood, I did. I think you don't have that chance to do because you are all rich kids, no? Okay, I am poor kid. Okay, okay. We have a agricultural farms. We have so many buffaloes or ox and everything. Okay. Then we need to bring the water for them. Okay, no. For that, we need to bring the water from my village. There in the farms. Summertime there is no water in the farms, right? So we have to carry water from the village well and from there. So one day, me and my brother both are working. Then we both people are taking, both people are coming. Then we realize, array, it's taking time. Then we divided half of distance. Okay. Now from the well, I am going half distance. From the half distance to the farms, my brother is taking the remaining water. So water I am taking and putting there, and the empty kettles we am taking back to the well, and again filling and I'm dropping there. So if my brother coming fast, he is waiting. If I am going fast, I am waiting. Time waste, no? Time waste, na? I am waiting at my line until my brother coming, na? He is waiting at that line until I am coming. Time waste, no? Second day, what we did, we have placed one drum there. The common place, one big drum I place. Then the water I am taking, I pour into the drum. My brother coming and filling his kettles, and he is taking that. So tell me, here how many workers are working? 2. Me, one thread. My brother, another thread. Now this thread wanted to give the data to another thread. Then what is the connectivity between these two threads? The drum. The drum in Java is nothing but collection object. I want to copy the data from Excel file into the database. There is a old system, legacy system there. From that legacy system, I want to copy data into the database. Or I have one database. From this database table, I want to copy data into another database table. For example, you take my project. My project is working on Oracle system, Oracle apps. Oracle apps, there is a one big system like SAP. Have you heard the word SAP? SAP itself is maintaining a big database. And now we are using our own local tables, staging tables we call. So we are collecting the data from the user, and then we process the data in our application and then copy the data into Oracle Apps tables. So in our staging tables, we are accumulating so much of data. Weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we will schedule the application to copy all the data from our staging tables to Oracle Apps tables. Then tell me, if I take one thread, then it's taking a lot of time to process the data and store the data. No? So there we have created multiple threads again. So finally, what you need to understand, where we need to perform huge amount of data you wanted to process, where you need to process huge amount of data, that data processing will require multiple workers. If you want to construct this building, one worker is sufficient to construct. How many more people, workers we employ, that much fast the work will be completed. Money will be saved, time will be saved, and quickly we can start our business. Right? So same way, Java also following the same. As many more thread you employ, that much more fast you can complete. Hello, more threads means more workers. Is it good or bad? Excess workers will create problem, unnecessary money waste. So there is only 4 workers, 4 workers performing task is there, but you are taking 10 workers. Finally, what happened? Remaining 6 workers are monitoring, and finally work will be spoiled, money will be waste. For example, Naresh Shetty required only 4 employees for teaching core Java, advanced Java. Then SAR has employed 10 faculties. Then for these 4 employees, no job, no worker. Then remaining 6 employees unnecessary sitting on bench, no? Unnecessary money waste, right? So how many workers you have to take? How many threads you have to create in your project? Don't create excess, don't create less. Sufficient you have to create. How to decide, sir? That's what. Number of tasks divided by each thread, how many rows or how many records you want to process. Those many threads. There will be some calculation, division operation, you can do that. So when you started working on projects, that minimum mindset you will come to know, okay, these many threads are required to perform these many tasks. Clear my point? So first point, understand the need of this chapter and real-time examples. Next, what the difference between sequential, parallel, and concurrent flow of execution? Sequential flow means one thread completed, second thread started. Second thread completed, third task is completed. So when first task is executing, because of any reason, if the first task execution is paused, second task has a chance to execute? No. Then time is wasting. CPU ideal time is wasting. Resource is not properly using. To solve that problem, now people have invented another concept called what? Parallel and concurrent flow of execution. Parallel flow means 2 tasks are executing at a time. If you want to execute 2 tasks at a time, I need 2 different workers, independent workers. Next, what is the meaning of concurrent flow? Concurrent flow means 2 tasks are active but not running. Two tasks are active, but only one thread is running, other thread will be paused. Here we need two resources or one resource. One person is sufficient to execute. Sometime here executing, sometime they're executing. Tell me, operating system executes multiple tasks sequentially or concurrently? Sorry, yeah, first you tell me. Sequentially, no, right? Now the operating system executing multiple tasks is parallel flow na concurrent flow na? Parallel. Array, when I am typing the code on Eclipse, at the same time, can I listen the music or not? Can I download something from the browser or not? Yeah, 3 tasks at a time running. Then is a parallel. Parallel, na? It seems to be parallel, not parallel. No, have you ever checked your system get hanged? Control Shift Del, task manager, kill that process, then the remaining process are running. Tell me, is it a parallel or concurrent? Concurrent. You know, there are 3 tasks are running. Switching the cursor, switching the context. Context switching. Context means memory. Switching from one process to another process will be fast in OS. Your eye cannot catch. From here to there to here, it is keep on jumping that side to this side. That's why you're feeling that all tasks are running at a time. Now, if you carefully observe, if any one of the tasks, some reason, hold the cursor, not releasing the cursor, hold, remaining all tasks also hanged. Then you are feeling system got hanged. Then now you are deleting that cursor, which is taking more, deleting the process which is taking more time to execute. So the remaining all the process will started running. So operating system is look like parallel flow, but not parallel flow. It is what? Concurrent flow. Okay. Now there is a system. Initially we have single core system. Now we have dual core. Second we got dual core. Now we have octa core, quad core, something called. What is the meaning of core? Anybody have an idea? What is the meaning of core? If one core is increased, what is the advantage? If a one core is increased, how the system become fast? Sorry? Bits are increased. One core is nothing but one process. Who will execute processes? Means each task is executed by one processor. Notepad is executed by one process. Command prompt executed by one process. My Eclipse is executed by one process. As many softwares you run in your system, those many processes will be allocated and run. Who will run all these processes? One common program called processor, not OS. Okay, na? Right? Who will run? Processor. Naresh sir is managing the entire institute, nothing but OS. Then who is managing this core Java class? Me. I am the processor. And you all people are what? Processes. Okay, na? OS will not directly handle any processes. Processor will execute processes. To run that processes, we need a processor. Are you following? As per my knowledge, you also explore more. As per my knowledge, earlier, one processor will be there to process all these processes, means run all the processes. That is single core system. One core means one processor. Now, dual core means how many processors are there now? That means how many processes can execute at a time? 2. Now tell me, system is now running your task, sequential or parallel? Parallel. If I have only one person distributing the tickets for 2 girls and boys, then one person sometime working this side, one person working this side. Then now the queue is very huge. Okay, still more tickets has to issue. Movie time is almost done. Then what happened? Another cashier is coming into the counter and started girls at distribution, boys at distribution. 2 people are working. Na? Tell me, that movie ticket issuing is a single core or quad core? Dual core. 2 people are at a time working. So the boy side is one process, girl side is one process. 2 processes are executing at a time. Then it is called what? Dual core. Are you catching my point? So if your system is having how many more cores, those many processes can be executed at a time. Now the system now supporting parallel flow of execution. Are you following my point? So finally, what the important point? If your system is having more cores, more processes, or more tasks can execute parallel. Initially, we have operating system executing tasks sequential. DOS operating system is sequential. Windows operating system is concurrent. Now, Windows operating system with dual core or quad core is what now? Parallel flow of execution. All are catch my point? Right. Now tell me, if you come to the language or if you come to the Java language or .NET, Python, anything, now each task is executed by one special program called what? Thread. OS level process, program level thread. I have 3 tasks are there. Then how many threads I have to create? 3 threads. Then who will run all these 3 threads? Hadavadi, don't give answers fast. Did I ask? Come on, quickly. Did I? When you change, man, sit right first. Okay, na? So don't get tension, okay? Keep silent, cool, and try to think an answer, okay? Who will start the threads I am asking? Who will run threads I am asking? That is a problem with you. Okay? I didn't ask who will start. Who will start? Main thread will start. No. Just now we completed one program. My thread 9 thread is started by main. My thread 10 started by 9. Then where is the main thread starting all the threads? Don't answer fast. 1 minute you think and give answer, okay? There is a movie called Jalsa. Did you watch? No? Today you go and watch. Jalsa. Pawan Kalyan movie is there, Jalsa. Go to YouTube and search Jalsa movie. Okay, na? In that one person there, he also, one word coming out from other person mouth, he will go and do the work. That's why doctor has suggested, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. After 10 number counting, then you reply, okay? Okay, na? So don't answer fast here. Think question here. What I am asking, think and give answer, okay? Don't have tension. If that is the way you habituated, in the interview you will give all wrong answers, you will come out. Take time. All people come back. What is the question? We have multiple threads are there in the JVM. Who will run the threads? Already you know. Who is the process? JVM. JVM is the process. Okay? OS uses a processor to run the processes. Okay, na? Each process will manage one main task. 10 main tasks I want to execute, 10 processes I have to create. All these 10 processes are executed by processor. Is it clear? Point number 2. In each process, I will run subtasks. Process is a main task. Each main task contain what? Subtasks. Each subtask is executed by process. Okay? Process execute main task. In that main task, for each subtask to execute, we will create one concept called what? Thread. Main task executed by process. Subtask executed by thread. Thread is a part of process. Clear? JVM is a thread of processor. JVM is a process-based virtual machine. It is a process, part of OS. Right? Tell me now. So now JVM is a process. This JVM has to run multiple tasks. Those tasks are main tasks or subtasks. Those subtasks to execute inside JVM, one thread has to create or not. Each thread will be scheduled, run, manage, terminate by JVM. My question has answered. Each thread will be scheduled by scheduler. Who is that scheduler? Thread scheduler. JVM software, like processor, JVM software uses one special program called what? Thread scheduler. What the program name? Thread scheduler is responsible for running the threads. Scheduling the thread means Planning. Okay, this thread first, this thread second, this thread third. Scheduling, running, pausing, resuming, terminating. All the job will be taken care by a special program called what? Thread scheduler. How many thread schedulers are there inside JVM? One. One thread scheduler can run multiple tasks at a time? No. Only one person can handle only one task at a time. When this task execution is passed, then we will move to one second task. So finally, operating system executes multiple tasks sequentially and also parallel. Initially only sequential, then later concurrent, now also supporting what? Parallel flow of execution with multi-core system. Understand? If your system is a single core, concurrent flow only will be there. If your system contains, if your processor is a multi-core processor, then we can have multiple tasks to execute at a time. Clear my point? But JVM supports only two flows of execution. Number one, sequential flow. Number two, concurrent flow. Nowadays, slowly people are saying parallel flow of execution, parallel flow of execution. Still, I didn't understand what the meaning of parallel flow of execution. Java also supports parallel flow of execution. People are saying, I'm searching for the examples to find what the meaning of parallel flow. How two tasks are at a time executing. I didn't get any proper explanation. If any of you are while working in the company, you find any example, please let me know. It is your lifetime task I'm giving. Understand? When you are working in your company on projects, definitely you don't get that chance, I know. Okay, right. If at all, if you come across, in Java also, like operating system, in Java also nowadays, parallel flow of execution supporting. What the meaning of parallel flow of execution? Two tasks are at a time running. So at a time, how? I'm unable to figure out that output flow to show you at a time how it is working. So according to Java, parallel flow is also what? Concurrent flow only. Because we have only one thread scheduler can run only one thread at a time. When this thread is passed, then only chance for executing other thread. So I'll work it out. So I'm trying to find different resources I'm exploring, different examples I'm exploring. If you as part of your practice or in the interview or by using working employee in the company senior, somehow if you come to know how Java supporting parallel flow and the example material if you find, let me know so that I can educate your juniors further. Clear? Okay, that is the one point I have to learn. Up to now, I didn't learn. So in future, you teach me. These many points I taught you now. As a Guru Dakshina, return that point to me. Okay. And then next, what is multitask? Did you understand sequential, parallel, and concurrent? Sequential means one task fully completed, second task will be started. While executing one task in the middle, if it is a pass, second task doesn't have chance to execute. Point number 2. Okay. What the meaning of parallel concurrent flow? Parallel and concurrent flow both are looking same but different. Now in both the flows, two tasks and multiple tasks are active. In parallel flow, all tasks are executed. In a concurrent flow, only one task is executed. Then what is multitasking? What is the advantages and types of multitasking? What is multitasking? Executing multiple tasks at a time, simultaneously. In our academics, we have studied the word as what? Simultaneously. What the meaning of simultaneously? Sometimes you, sometimes this. Sometime A, sometime B. Like that, switching between the two threads, two processes is called what? Multitasking. So simultaneously, according to Java, is what? Concurrently. Executing multiple tasks at a time concurrently is called what? Multitasking. What the advantage of multitasking? Advantage of multitasking is, in a less time, we can complete multiple tasks. Okay, so execution will be fast. CPU ideal time we can use effectively. CPU ideal time, ideal and free time, we can use effectively for running other tasks. How many types of multitaskings are there? Two types of multitaskings are there. Process-based multitasking, thread-based multitasking. Process-based multitasking means running multiple processes concurrently is a process-based multitasking. Thread-based multitasking means running multiple threads at a time concurrently is called what? Thread-based multitasking. Is it clear? Now I want to execute main task, multiple main tasks. Then we go for multitasking, process-based multitasking, thread-based multitasking. process-based multitasking. In each main task, I want to run multiple subtasks. Then thread-based multitasking. Understand? Process-based multitasking and thread-based multitasking. Process-based multitasking is also simply called as multitasking. Thread-based multitasking in simple terms called what? Multi-threading. Then what is the difference between Hey, online students, where are you? Okay. Online students, all people understanding? Your chat window got minimized. What the difference between multitasking and multi-threading? And tell me, what the difference between multitasking and multi-threading? Running multiple tasks at a time concurrently is called multitasking. Running multiple threads at a time concurrently is called multi-threading. Multitasking is used for running multiple main tasks of the application. Multi-threading is used for running multiple subtasks of one main task. Next, multitasking will come at OS level. Multi-threading will come at process level or programming language level. Okay. Next, multitasking is handled by processes by processor. Multi-threading is handling by multiple threads by thread scheduler. Multitasking is slow, multi-threading is fast. How? You want to move from one chair to another chair, slow or faster? You want to move from this room to that room. So tell me, multitasking means two different processes. They will occupy memory at two different levels, two different addresses. Moving from one room to another room, one process to another process takes more time compared to moving within the one room from one thread to another. Okay, na? So multitasking is heavyweight. Multi-threading is what? Lightweight. What is the meaning of heavyweight? Not cages. Weight and not cages. It consumes more time, more resources, more memory. Multi-threading will consume less time, less memory, less resources. That's why it's called what? Lightweight. Okay, right. Next, what is a thread? So up to now, this is just overview on multi-threading, multitasking. Then we started understanding what is a thread, what is multi-threading, what is a custom thread. So what is a thread? A thread is a sequential flow of execution. What is multi-threading? Creating multiple threads means multiple sequential flow of execution. Dependent or independent? Creating multiple threads for executing multiple independent tasks concurrently is called what? Multi-threading. What is a custom thread? A thread that is created by programmer newly is called what? Custom thread. How many ways we can create a thread? How can we create a custom thread? We can create a custom thread. We can create a custom thread in. Okay, this is the most controversial question in Ameerpet market and of course on the websites and interviews. How many ways we can create a custom thread? If we say 2 ways, people will ask you, get out from the interview. If you say 3 ways, they look at you, smile and again say, get out from the interview. If we say 4 ways, 5 ways, 6 ways, 10 ways, there are so many ways are there, Ameerpet. Did I say you 2 ways? What I say? 1 way. 1 way I said. One faculty say 1 way, another faculty say 2 ways, other faculty say 3 ways, some other faculties are saying 4 ways. Some people are saying what? 8 ways, 10 ways. So then how can we conclude answer for this question? The most controversial question. Remember pass by value, pass by reference. Like how pass by value, pass by reference, confusion. Again, how many ways we can create custom thread is also there is a confusion. Okay, tell me boss. First you try to think and tell me. I want to create a custom thread means I have to use a thread class. Without creating thread class object, can I start the custom thread? To start the custom thread, I must call start method. Either directly or indirectly, I must call start method. Correct? Then how many ways we can create custom thread? Only 1 way, by using thread class, by calling start method. Understand my point? If we say I can create custom thread only one way by using thread class by calling start method, people will look at your face. Actually, you don't know multi-threading chapter. First, get out from here immediately. All Core Java faculties will say 2 ways. Updated Core Java faculties will say 3 ways. Spring faculties will say 1 way. They are more updated. Okay. And I mean, maybe you will get angry on me if I say all the facts. Your previous batch seniors got angry and like, always you are saying faculties are doing that mistake, this mistake. Did I ask you to? You tell whatever you want. Why nonsense you are talking in the class? If I don't tell you all these things, you will get confused and you'll feel that I am teaching wrong. If I don't tell the confusions there in the market, when you go and listen to the Spring faculties classes, when they say the something, you will feel that I taught wrong, they are teaching right, and they will start doing bhajana to them. Bhajana, the movie on the movie. Brahmotshuva. Telugu movie, there is a Brahmotshuva, right? So, listen. What is the important point you need to remember? When a faculty is explaining differently than we learned, immediately don't accept and don't believe. You analyze. What is the scenario? What is the situation he is taking? What is the context he is taking and explain? I already told you one more confusion point. Checked exceptions are bad, unchecked exceptions are good. Remember? Yes. Actually, according to Core Java context, according to application context, business application, checked exceptions are good because we will handle that exception everywhere and we will terminate the program normally by running alternative logic to handle that exception. If it is an unchecked exception, there is a chance we may forget to handle the exception and program terminated abnormally, or results, whatever you enter earlier, everything will be lost. If it is a normal value, it's okay. If it is a deducted money value, then customer will never come to your website again. Business is closed. So checked exceptions are good according to business. That's what my understanding. When you go to Spring level, the faculties may convince you saying that checked exceptions are bad, we have to handle everywhere. Code become clumsy, cutlery or something, they will use a word, okay? It's very hard to understand because of this nonsense try-catch block. If try-catch you throws is a confusion nonsense, then why in Java? What the nonsense statement people are saying? That is a part of language. And people are feeling that public static void also nonsense. Remove it. Data types also nonsense. Remove it. Your writing program nonsense. Remove. Supply one. Finally, Java is nonsense. Remove. Now listen, sir. What is the way you have to convince the interviewer? You have to tell 2 answers. Never say, whenever interviewer asking question, how many ways? Don't tell number. If you tell number, you booked. You never say number. When interviewer asking, how many ways? How many say? Never tell the number. Let him decide the number. You give explanation. If it is a objective round question, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, give the whatever the number you feel correct. Finally, you decide that mark gone. Because interviewer believe which number we don't know, na? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 we don't know. So generalized answer we will give. That is 3. What the correct answer? 3. 3 is the actual answer we create custom thread. 3 is the right answer. But now the people giving what we don't know. If it is a face-to-face round interview, if interviewer asks the question, how many ways we can create custom thread? We must answer. Actually, a custom thread is created by using thread class, create thread class object and call start method. Actually, one way, that is by using thread class, create object, call start method. But here in this approach, the problem is we cannot supply our logic to run in this custom thread. For that, we must override run method. There are 2 ways to override run method. Extending the class from thread, override run method. Implement the runnable interface, override run method. Create subclass object, thread class object and call start method. From Java 5 version onwards, we have one more approach also there to create custom threads, that is executor services. What is that? Some people are calling executor services. Some people are calling thread pool. Some people are calling executor framework. Any word you can use, no problem. So from Java 5 version onwards, we can also create a custom thread by using executor framework or executor services or thread pools. So in order to create a custom thread and supply our logic and execute in custom thread, we have totally 3 ways. By using extending from thread class, by implementing runnable interface, and by using executor framework, by using callable interface. What interface? Like runnable, we have callable. Remember that day when I say callable, I said callable statement, not callable, because callable we have another interface. So totally how many ways we can create custom thread? 3 ways. Now some other faculties will say, on websites also will say 4 ways. What the 4th way? By using anonymous inner class. Okay. By using anonymous inner class, we are writing implementation class. This anonymous inner class, we can implement extending from thread. Anonymous inner class, implementing runnable. Anonymous inner class, extending callable. Implementing callable. And how many ways? 3 ways outer class, 3 ways anonymous inner class. And how many ways? 6 ways. Okay. From Java 8 version, if you say anonymous inner class is a 1 way, from Java 8 version, anonymous inner class is replaced with lambda expression. Did you learn lambda expression? No. Why? Last Sunday I told you learn Java 8 new features. Why I should say? YouTube videos.txt file is there. In material drive, you have YouTube videos.txt file. In that file, you have Java 8 new feature videos. Every day I'm sharing videos from that file only. Na? Then why you didn't take initiation to go and learn? Finally throwing stones on me. You didn't stare. You didn't learn, huh? So now today you start. Go to YouTube videos.txt file. Open that file. All the people have material drive access now? Open that file, YouTube videos.txt file. If you scroll down after inner classes, you will find Java 8 new features. Compulsory you have to make a notes. Just if you listen like a movie, it will not come to your brain, because Java 8 new features is completely have new syntax. That new syntax you will understand only when you write notes and type in the system, experience it. If you don't experience, next coming classes will be very difficult. Understand? Now, multi-threading chapter end and collection fully, I will use Java 8 new features. Okay, na? So that's why by the time we come to collection chapter end and Java 8, by end of multi-threading and by end of collection coming, you have to finish Java 8 new features fully. Clear? Yes. Watch them and make a notes by your own. Write a note. Just don't listen the video. Now come back. So lambda expression is the new topic, which is an alternative to anonymous inner class. But lambda expression can be implemented only interface. It cannot extend class. Anonymous inner class can extend the class, can implement interface. But lambda expression can only extend class. Extend interface. Tell me now. So how many ways we have? Extend thread with outer class. Implement runnable, outer class. Implementing callable, outer class. Extending thread, anonymous inner class. Implementing runnable, anonymous inner class. Implementing callable, anonymous inner class. How many ways? 6. Implementing runnable, lambda expression. 7. Implementing callable, lambda expression. 8. Lambda expression has again one more alternative called method reference. Method reference, implementing runnable. 9. Method reference, implementing callable. 10. Method references are 2 ways we can write, with method, with constructor also. Okay, na? Constructor reference, runnable, constructor reference, callable. Totally 12 or 13. Come again, count. Counter, no problem. So tell me, for all these 13 options, what is the base 3 option? Extends thread, implementing runnable, implementing callable. How you implement? Three approaches: outer class, anonymous inner class, lambda expression, method reference, constructor reference. Everyone understand that? So if interviewer ask a question, how many ways we can create a custom thread? Nicely, you have to narrate. First you smile. What a wonderful question you have asked. Okay. First you smile, then start. Yeah, it's a little controversial question. There are multiple answers are there. I will try my level best to summarize. Actually, there are three ways of creating custom thread. In any one of the approach you want to create custom thread, we have to use the thread class, create thread class object and call start method. For the answer, first what you want to answer, there are three ways of creating custom thread. As per latest version, we can create custom thread in three ways. But in all these three approaches, we have to use internally or externally thread class. So a custom thread is created by using thread class, create thread class object and call start method. But in this direct approach, creating thread object and call start method in this direct approach, we cannot execute our logic in the custom thread. For that purpose, we have to override run method or override call method. Runnable, run. Callable, call. So we must override run method or override call method to supply our logic. So to create custom thread and to supply our logic, we have totally three approaches. Extend thread, override run method. Extend, implement runnable, override run method. Implement callable, override call method executed by a executor framework. Now we can perform these three operations in several approaches. 4 different approaches. We can extend thread, implement runnable, implement callable in 4 different approaches. Approach number 1 with outer class, approach number 2 with anonymous inner class, approach number 3 with lambda expression, approach number 4 with method reference, and approach number 4 with the constructor reference. When you say this much elaborated explanation, enter ask a question. Can you show me program with all the approaches? Will you run away? Yes or no? Will you run away? Then you'll smile. Give me pen and paper. Okay, with a smile face, yeah, I can. Okay, give me pen and paper, and then check, you will write and show. We will write all 13 approaches, we will write the code. So you have to practice it. Okay, then you have to explain nicely to the interviewer, so that interviewer, if you explain this one, I'm telling you, pakka it will take minimum 15 to 20 minutes of the time. Interviewer will have a full attention to you to listen all your explanation. Once you finish this multi-threading 13 approaches of creating custom thread, I'm telling you, interview will not ask any further questions. Already decided to give you job. Formality, 2 more, 3 more questions may ask, and finally will give you job. Because the student who understood multi-threading of all the 13 ways of developing custom thread in Java, any topic is easy for you. And moreover, all the frameworks are developed on multi-threading. So easily you can understand all the frameworks and you can supply your logic correctly. Okay, na? So, but not now. So the third approach we are going to learn in the coming classes. What the 2 approaches? Extend and implementing runnable. This one more approach is executor framework that we will understand in the coming classes. Online students, all people understood? And tell me. Now, once you say extends thread implementing runnable, immediate next question will be fired is what? What is the difference between extends thread and implement runnable? Which is best approach? You show your talent. Extend thread is good approach. Implementing runnable is good approach. What are the differences between these 2 approaches? Which approach is best? Extend thread or implementing runnable? Implementing runnable is best approach. Both are best approach. Hey. No, only one approach is best. Extending thread is best. Why? Already you answered, no? Why same answer again and again telling? Anything new point is there, then tell. Okay, any new point there? No, right? Come on. Second row. First row, 2 people answered. Second row. Hey, 1 minute, I'm coming slowly. Second row, which approach is correct? Which approach is best? Extend thread, implement runnable? I don't know now. First row completed. Second row. Are you not second row, right? Second row, come on. Extend thread, implement runnable? Which approach best? Implement runnable approach best. Why? Third approach, Chichi. Third row. Third row, which approach is best? Implement runnable best. Why? If you read some logic. Fourth row. Extends or implements? Extends or implements? I don't know now. 3 options are there. Choose one option. Extends, implements, I don't know. Implements runnable best approach. Why? Hey. I'm in third row. You are in first row. Why you are responding? Hold. When I come to you, you answer. Chapandra Mohan Padkantra Babu. Extends thread is good approach. Why? Why? Are you trying in short film? No. Any movies? No. No. Then why you not studying Java? If you are trying in movies, okay, you can learn how to act in Java, right? But you want to become software engineer. To become software engineer, you have to learn typing, not acting, not grooming. You are giving more focus on how to groom. Any lover? No lover, no acting, then why? Leaving Java. And next row. Extends thread, why? Easy to understand. Okay. Next. Extend thread, implement runnable. Extend thread, why? Oh, extend thread, you understood fully. That's why that is easy. Implement runnable, difficult. That's why. Achha, okay, wonderful. Next. Implements runnable, why? Why? Achha. Okay. Extend thread, implement runnable. Why? Okay. Implements, why? Arey, Babu re. Arey, please, don't talk. Already your turn over. Keep quiet. Extend thread is good approach. Why? Only one time. Achha. Why? There should be reason now. Why? Feeling. I'm feeling that would be good. Okay. Next. Implementing runnable is good approach. Why? Next. Extend thread is good. Why? Abnormal termination. Okay, next. Why? Feeling. Next. Why? మరి అప్పుడు సన్ మైక్రో సిస్టమ్ సపరేటర్ రన్నబుల్ ఎందుకు ఇచ్చారు? ఓకే, ఎప్పుడు అది బెస్ట్, ఎప్పుడు ఇది బెస్ట్? Why? Okay, if I don't create thread object, how can I start thread of execution? No, you have to create. If you want to start one thread of execution, one separate thread object you have to create. There is no other chance. One thread object, one thread of execution. You want one more thread of execution, one more thread object you have to create. Extend thread, why? Next. Extend thread, why? Why? How?
When we implement the different my running, so we have to create the means we cannot instantiate it in interface. 100%.
I'm not instantiating interface. I'm instantiating thread object to create custom thread. And a subclass object I will instantiate to execute run method from the subclass. I never try instantiating runnable. Next. Extends thread implementing runnable. Why? You have to create, there is no other option. You have to call start method for each object separately. As many thread objects, those many start method. That is a 2 or combination statements. Okay, one thread object, one start call. Second thread object, second start call. There is no chance for ignoring one other. You have to call both. Girls, extends or implements? Extends. Why? Implements runnable also overriding. Next. Why? Simple way of calling start method. Right? If you write extend thread, it's simple to call start method. Extra object, no need to create. Okay. Then third, extend thread. Next. Why?
We implement the enable. If we extend thread, it may be chance we get for water, but when we implement enable, it is compulsory to override.
Okay, you started from your room, come to my classroom. In the middle of the journey, is there any chance you will forget to come to my classroom? कैसे हो सकता है रे? Are you पागल है क्या? You written extends thread for what purpose? To override run method. Then there is no chance to forget. You written extends thread for what purpose? For overriding run method. That is the target, na? Then where is the chance to forget? If you have your own user-defined method, calling this user-defined method multiple times, then there is a chance to forget. When you define run method, extend from thread, purpose is run method overriding. So there is no chance to forget. That is a wrong statement. So finally, you proved that whatever Java you have learned up to now, everything you forget. Now you are at 0. What is the main purpose of interface? Array superclass is runtime polymorphism. Superclass with a non-static method overriding is runtime polymorphism. Interface is not required. Malla runtime polymorphism. I am saying the same point to him. Interface guarantees runtime polymorphism, but if you want to get runtime polymorphism, I need superclass. That may be class or maybe interface with a non-static method overriding in subclass. If you have superclass with a non-static method, runtime polymorphism is achieved. Interface is not mandatory. Loose coupling. Loose coupling is superclass variable. If you take, that may be class, that may be interface. Who told? I only told. Okay, done. Now tell me, do you need 100% runtime polymorphism multi-threading chapter? Then is it a business application? Then actually, you people are not catching one point. Run method, okay, thread creation, thread starting, thread controlling, all required methods are available in which class? Thread class. Only run method, why separately taken out and given a runnable interface? If a thread approach is the best approach, then why Sun Microsystem taken only run method out and given a runnable interface? And a thread approach is best or not best? Not best. The thought process should come into your mind. That's what I am crying from the day beginning. If you don't reply to me, the thought process will not come. How to answer to the question? You will not learn. That's what I am crying from the day beginning. Respond, right or wrong, or you keep respond so that your mind will learn how to analyze the question, what are the different points I have to consider to give right answer to this question, how to derive the answer, you will learn. But what you are doing? Like Buddha sitting silently and doing dhyana. Now look at their final answer. One student also not given. Such a wonderful batch. One student. Huh? For supporting multiple inheritance. Interface main purpose is supporting multiple inheritance. Okay. Why I am laughing? When I am asking question, coming to every person and laughing, remember?
Yes, sir.
A software engineer laughing at you and internally Amana Boothlu scolding. Scolding like anything. A software is coming and saying, "Hi, how are you?" If he say, "What happened, sir?" Okay. You should doubt on him. He is really smiling at me or scolding her. Okay. So generally, officially, we will not scold you directly. We will smile at you. From the smiling, you can find so many words in your childhood, friends between friends. Okay. Interface main purpose is what? Supporting multiple. If you create a class deriving from thread, then this class cannot derive from other class. If you create a class implementing from runnable interface, tell me, this class can derive from a class or not? Also from multiple other interfaces? Then tell me, which is the best approach? Implementing runnable interface is the best approach because interface supports multiple type inheritance. Don't say multiple inheritance. Inheritance means you have to obtain the type, properties, and implementation. Interface doesn't provide properties, doesn't provide implementation. It provides only type. So, which approach is best? Implementing runnable interface is best approach because it provides multiple type inheritance. Means when you create a class deriving from runnable interface, we can extend our class from other classes if required. So the main target of multi-threading chapter or multi-thread or custom thread is supplying the logic to execute in custom thread. Na? If you want to create custom thread class is there enough. Thread th equal new thread th dot start when I write custom thread ready. But what is my problem? Supplying the logic. To supply logic, what method required? Run method. Run method is separated only given in runnable interface. Write a class implementing runnable. Create that implementation class object. Pass it as an argument to thread class. Tell me now. If you choose implementing runnable, there are two advantages. Number one, we can support multiple type inheritance. We can extend the class from other classes also. Number two, once you create my runnable object, can I pass the same object to thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4? Can I pass the same logic? Can I reuse the same logic to multiple threads? Thread at th1 equal new thread, MR. Thread at th2 equal to new thread, same MR. Thread at th3, 4 equal to new thread, same MR. Tell me, the logic we have written implementing runnable interface is reusable. We can pass this object as independent object throughout the project wherever we need. You may ask, sir, extending from thread also, if I create my thread MR equal to new my thread MT1 equal to new my thread, run method same logic running. Second also same logic. Third also same logic. Fourth also same logic. But now observe here, I am the thread developer, thread creator. Now I am dividing the tasks. In project, all the tasks will you do? You only? No. I am the thread creator and you are the thread logic supplier. If you extend from thread class and if you create object of your class, only your class object created, a thread class object also created. Is a thread class is a small class, small memory occupying? No, it is a heavyweight class. So many variables, so many resources it is holding. Unnecessary extra memory is occupying. If I create 100 thread objects, then how much memory is occupying? If you write a class implementing runnable interface, if I create 100 objects, then in all 100 objects, empty objects are created. Why? Class contain only run method. Na? Methods logic available in the objects, methods logic available in the class memory. Objects are now empty objects. Memory consumed or no memory consumed? So tell me, implementing runnable interface object is lightweight. Extending from thread class object is heavyweight because all the properties of the thread class will be inherited to your class. Unnecessary memory will be created. So what final conclusion? Implementing from runnable interface has two advantages. Number one, we can extend our class to another class and also supports multiple type inheritance. Second, we can provide code reusability with a lightweight object. We can share the same logic to multiple threads created in the project. Third, very important, parallel development is possible. One developer developing threads creation logic, other developer is developing implementing runnable thread logic implementation logic. So at runtime, the common programmer creating my runnable object, creating the thread object and passing it as an argument. So parallel development is possible or not? Yes. Interface main purpose is what? These are the three purposes. Number one, multiple type inheritance, code reusability, and parallel development. So these are the 3 points you have to explain to the interview. So many new points we are learning today. All are realizing? Tell me, whatever the points I explain now, is it multi-threading chapter, interface chapter? Ganesh. That's why I told you Sunday is a holiday. So I hope you understand difference between extend thread and implement runnable, which is the best approach, right? Then next assignment. Assignment already developed. Create multiple custom threads to run 2 tasks. Main method and custom thread, right? Then th.start and th.run execution flow. Tell me now, when I call th.start method, implicitly run method is called. Inside start method, run method call will be there. Inside start method, we have run method call. Yes, sir. Inside start method call, inside start method definition, we have run method call. Start method internally calls run method. Yes, sir. Answer to my question. Don't add extra masala. What question I'm asking? Start method internally calls run method. True or false? False. If start method internally calls run method executed in main thread, program execution is sequential. Tell me, does start method calls run method? No. Then what happened when I call start method? Start method call causes thread scheduler to schedule the current thread object execution. That's all. Start method passes, P-A-S-S-E-S, passes, send, or you can say send. Start method sends the current thread object reference to JVM, comes back. That's it. It will not start the custom thread. It will not call the run method. Who will create the custom thread? Okay, the thread of execution is started and run method is called by thread scheduler in JVM. Start method is a request to the thread scheduler to start a or schedule a thread for our object. Understand? So what is the execution of start method? Start method is a request to the JVM to schedule a thread and run thread of execution for our custom thread. Start method inside, run method call will not be there. Okay, then who will call run method? A run method is called by thread scheduler. When currently running thread execution is passed, thread scheduler will start custom thread, calls the run method of current thread object and execute run method in this custom thread, right? Next, very, very important point, from which class run method is executed? Run method is available in thread class. Run method is available in extends from thread class. Run method is available in implementing from runnable interface. Now the run method executed from which class? Start method current thread object class. What you should say? Start method current thread object class. If start method current thread object is a thread, execute run method from thread. If run method start method current thread object is my thread, then executed from my thread. If start method current thread object is my runnable, hey, my runnable, not possible because start method not available in thread class. Okay, can I override run method? Stupid question I am asking. Can I override run method? Yes. Can I override start method? Can I overload run method? No, no. Can I overload run method? Yes, but it is not executed. JVM calls internally only no param run method, but not parameterized run method. So can I only overload run method? I am not overriding. I am only overloading run method. Possible or not possible? Extends from thread possible. Implementing from runnable? Not possible. You must override run method. Every point you have to think. That's what I am teaching you from the day beginning. But you never support me. Always you look at me, waiting for a question mine, answer also mine. Okay. Next, if I only overload run method, what happened? Is this method executed by JVM? No. Then the no param run method executed from thread class. Okay. How can we execute this overload run method? We must call it from no param run method by ourselves. Okay. Same point I explained in the main method of overloading. Can I overload main method? Yes. Then JVM by default execute which overloaded method? No param, string array param main method. Then how can I execute our own overloaded method? Call from string array param run main method. Okay. Can I override start method? Yes. If I override start method, is there any problem? Yes. What the problem? Custom thread is not created. Custom thread is not created. Run method is not executed. Then what should we do? Inside overriding method, we must call super class start method so that our method executed, super class start method will make the thread scheduled and run method is also executed. Then what the need of overriding run method? What the need of overriding start method? If you want to execute some logic compulsory before custom thread is starting, then override run method. Place that logic inside start method. End of this overriding start method, we must place super dot run. Super dot start. Understood? Next, entry questions in creating and executing custom threads. Tell me now, what are the entry questions we learn? Okay, what is the single thread model application? An application that uses only one thread to run all its tasks is called what? Single thread model application, which uses only main thread. What is a multi-thread model application? An application that runs multiple tasks by using multiple threads. Main thread plus custom threads is called multi-thread model application. Single thread model application execution flow is sequential. Multi-thread model application concurrent. If you want to achieve concurrent flow inside main method, first you must create custom threads, then we have to write business logic in the main method. Next, if I want to execute logic inside main thread, then I have to place logic in dash. If I wanted to write the if I wanted to run logic inside a main thread, I must place that logic inside मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या है, मेरे पास कुछ लॉजिक हैं, वो लॉजिक मेन थ्रेड में रन करना चाहता है, क्या करना? Where is run method, right? I said I want to execute logic. Okay, in main thread. Why are you bringing run method into the picture? Did I use the word called custom thread? Then why are you bringing run method into the picture? क्यों कौन कॉल करना? Why you are saying run? Hey, मेरा ears very sharp है. Tell me, where I should place that logic? Directly? No. Place the logic either in the main method or one of the methods calling from main. M1, M2, M3 method, any method. Next, I want to execute logic in a custom thread. Then place that logic in run method or one of the methods calling from run method. Enough? Call that run method via start method. Why I'm mentioning call run method via start method? I can also call run method directly. Na? If I call run method directly, it is executed in main thread. So you have to tell write logic in run method or one of the methods calling from run method. Invoke this run method via start method. 4 questions understood? Next, can I call run method directly? Yes. Then what happened? Run method logic executed in main thread sequentially. Custom thread is not created. Can I call both run and start methods? Can I call start and run method? Is there any difference in execution of both approaches? Run and start, run method execute 2 times sequentially. Start run method executed 2 times concurrently. Next, can I call start method multiple times? On same object, not possible. With a different objects, possible. How can you create multiple custom threads in the Java? To create multiple custom threads, we must create a multiple thread objects and call start method. We have 2 approaches to create multiple custom threads. How many approaches? 3 approaches. Okay, olden days 2, now 3. How many ways we can create multiple custom threads? 3 ways. Number 1, create a class deriving from thread. Multiple custom threads I am saying. I'm not saying how to create. How many ways we can create custom thread? Extends thread, implementing runnable. Okay. I'm asking question, how many ways we can create multiple custom threads? 3 ways. Here also 3 ways, here also 3 ways. Okay. Or else, if you are confusing, let me change it to 2 ways. So what the 2 ways? Create a subclass. Create multiple objects and call start method on each object. Single subclass, multiple instances, call start method. Second approach, multiple subclasses, multiple objects, multiple start method calls. In first approach, same logic is executed in all threads. In second approach, different logics are executed. Okay. Next, then next what we understood now? After this we understood. Can I override start method over? Can I create one custom thread from another custom thread? Yes. Okay. Last point, very important. Advantages of multi-thread model application. We can achieve fast execution. We can run multiple tasks at a time and we'll achieve concurrent flow of execution, fast execution. So now onwards, you should think one point. Whenever I say, I want to execute my method, immediately you should ask me, in main thread or custom thread? I have a class called example with M1 method. I want to execute M1 method. Then there are two ways. Call M1 method in main method to execute in main thread. Call M1 method in a run method to execute in custom thread. This two dual mind you have to create in your brain. Clearer? Okay. Up to this, hope you all understand now. Right. Now we need to start the next topic, that is thread lifecycle states, next execution algorithms, changing and reading thread priority name, receiving custom thread, currently running thread object reference. Already we completed it. Retrieving currently running thread objects reference. Already we completed. Thread dot current thread. If you want to retrieve currently running thread object reference, you have to call thread dot current thread assigned to thread variable. Okay, right. So we have to learn next stage. Two stages completed. So first theory, then programming, entry questions over. Now by this point we have learned multi-thread programming. Now onwards we have to understand its algorithms and procedures, following by methods of thread class, and then following by project scenarios of multi-threading. Okay, na? So we'll start this topic in tomorrow class. If I start now, I cannot complete. I have to complete in the middle only. Okay. So all people understood today class? Yes. Got confidence? Yes. Go to Google and search what are the different ways of creating custom threads. You will get one answer, two answer, three answer, four answers you will find. And what I discuss, it will be revised to you. Okay. And also you try to question which approach is best. Extend from thread, implementing runnable. What the explanation I gave, what the explanation given in the websites, find out and come. Okay, na? By tomorrow, you are coming back. Can I expect all you people do revision and come? Yes. Today, don't study Java 8 new feature. You revise multi-threading chapter, volume 2 textbook, first page 2 up to this advantage of multi-thread model application on heading will be there. One program also I gave you. Practice it. Up to here, I want you complete. And before thread life cycle diagram will be there. Before that page, around 10 pages or 15 pages will be there. Please practice and come. Okay. So that tomorrow onwards, you'll enjoy the classes. Thank you. That's all for today class. Good night.